Hello and welcome to the channel and welcome to another Lost reaction. This is season 1 episode 13 and it's called Hearts and Minds. Okay, so before we start, in the last reaction I had a comment, I can't remember who it was, that said that it's about time that I formalised some sort of theory and gave you my opinions on the characters so far. I think this is a very good idea. Before I start, I must stress that my opinions on any of the characters and my theories of what is actually going on could change in an instant, depending on the episode. They could even change within this very episode. These opinions are by no means set in stone. Now, we've had, as far as I can tell, 16 main characters been introduced so far. First of all, there's Claire. Don't know much about Claire, but my opinion of Claire is that I like her. I think she's a good character. I'd like to see more development of her. But mostly it's because I like the actress and I loved the character she played in Once Upon a Time. For her character in Lost, I don't really know her, so it's hard to say. Jack, I kind of like. He's still being portrayed kind of as the main male character, but he seems generally a good, well-rounded character, from what we can tell. His motives are generally good. Yeah, I like him. Kate, on the other hand, I don't like. I mean, she's okay as a character, and she adds a little bit of tension. But she's definitely a character that's going to cause more problems than she solves, if you get what I mean. You know, you can pretty much divide the character cast into those that are going to be problem solvers and that help to, overcome whatever situation they're involved with, and there's going to be those that just exasperates the situation or even cause the problems. And Kate is one of those that is going to cause problems, I think. Don't fully trust her, partly because we don't know exactly what it is that she did and why she was on the run. Okay, probably because of that bank robbery, but nah, there's more to it than that. It goes deeper than that. It goes way deeper than that. Saeed, our Iraqi friend. I'm not entirely sure whether I trust him or not either, but he's definitely a problem solver. And he's definitely working for the good of the community. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think we're going to... he keeps secrets. And don't know if you can trust somebody that keeps that many secrets, especially when they're secrets that could be of benefit to the community as a whole. So I like the character, but I'm not entirely sure whether I trust him or not. And the same goes for Sawyer, for that matter. Like the character, he's sassy. I didn't like him at first because I thought he was very irreverent and very disrespectful. But now we see that that's just him. That's just the way he is. And once you ignore that, he's not that bad a character, really. He's not that bad a person. He's got a lot of issues, I think, that are going to get worked out throughout the course of this series. And we'll get to know the core man inside. And I think that core man is a good person. So I've got a lot of hope for Sawyer in his character development, that I'm going to like him more and more as the seasons go on. At least this season goes on. Sun and Jin. I still haven't really wrapped my head around how I feel about Sun and Jin yet. Certainly, I like Sun. She's all right, and she's tried to be as helpful as she can under the circumstances. But Jin, nah, I think I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer before I give an opinion about Jin, because I got into trouble last time when I said I didn't like him and I thought he was manipulative and everything. And quite rightly so. I think I misinterpreted a lot of his backstory. But there's still something in the back of my mind that thinks, no, he's a wrong one. And I need to have that fully disproved before that feeling is going to be shaken. Rose. Now, Rose, don't know. I have absolutely no idea, but she seems sweet. I really, really want to get some character development with her. I'd like to see one of her backstories, and fairly soon, because Rose has been on the sidelines, not just in the backstories, but very much in the main story. And I think it's time that she started getting integrated into the community. At least for us to see that she's being integrated into the community. Then maybe she'll get a little bit more character development than wise advice to certain people at certain times. She needs to be just more than that. John Locke. So John Locke is definitely not to be trusted. He's the most shady and devious and self-serving character in the whole lot. Can't help but like him. No, I absolutely love him. He's a very interesting character. But trust him? No, definitely not. Rousseau, the French girl. I think she is absolutely stark raving mad. Whether she actually did, well, she did definitely kill her crew. Whether she was acting for the good of them remains to be seen. She claims that she was doing them a favour, that they were infected by something, but whether that turns out to be true or not, or whether she just killed them, we don't know. But again, she's definitely not to be trusted. In fact, I'll just ring all 16 of them not to be trusted. It's probably easier that way. Shannon and Boone. Boone is still trying to find his niche. He wants to be useful, but he's a little bit out of his depth. He's a little bit young, a little bit naive, and he hasn't quite figured out where he fits into the community. But he wants to be part of that community. He wants to help. He wants to be a problem solver. So I've got a lot of high hopes for him. Shannon, on the other hand, just appears to be vain, vacuous, self-serving, selfish, and entitled. But yeah, again, I've got some high hopes for her character development. For any character to be portrayed that vacuous and that entitled, there has to be a payoff, I think. There has to be some episode at some point where the layers of her personality will be revealed and she will turn out to be some amazing... I mean, already she's proved herself useful in translating the French. I think her problem is confidence issues. Not in her appearance so much as her ability. She seems to take too much stock in her opinion of keeping her suntan and, you know, being fairly vain. But it's up here that I think she has the confidence issues in her ability to think and to problem solve and to use her mind. Second from lastly, Walt and Mike. I have no opinions of Walt and Mike. Walt's just a kid, so is a kid. I mean, you can't not trust a kid. And he seems like a nice kid. That's having trouble because his mum's died or whatever it was, and he's being looked after by a dad that he barely knows. He's got his own thing going on there as Walter. Michael, on the other hand, I love Michael. I think Michael is brilliant. He's fantastic. And again, I'd like to see a little bit more character development for Michael and a little bit more bonding with his son. And then we have the most mysterious of everyone. Well, aside from Rose, and that is Hurley. We know literally nothing about Hurley. The only reason I like Hurley is because he's played by George Garcia, and George Garcia always plays really nice people. Probably because he is a really nice person. But he always plays jovial, happy, not necessarily happy, but good people. So I've got no reason to distrust his casting. Of course, his character might turn out to be something completely different. We don't know. We don't know at this stage. We haven't had a backstory for Hurley yet. We haven't had a backstory for a lot of people. And I need them. I need these backstories. I need character development. So, as for what I think is going on, it is a very complicated one. I've said it already, which is I think they're all dead. I think they're in limbo or purgatory or some place like that. And every episode just seems to strengthen that. And I think one good story where it becomes evident that they are in fact alive will dispel that theory completely out the water immediately. And I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for this theory to be dispelled, but everything just seems to point towards the fact that they're dead. I will quote the film Soul Survivor. Soul Survivor is about a World War II American bomber that crashes in the desert, and the crew, or the bodies of the crew, are never discovered. So they remain spirits trapped in that area of the crash. Every time they try and leave, they go in a straight line, end up back where they started. So they're restricted in movements to a mile or so. And they can't pass on until their bodies are discovered. That is the point of the film. And something like this is very, very similar. They're trapped on an island that they can't escape from. Every time they talk about setting up a community and actually settling down to survive on this island, things seem to go well. But every time people start talking about building a raft to get off, or trying to radio communicate to the outside world to get rescued, things go horribly wrong, and mysteriously wrong as well, supernaturally wrong. What the hell is a polar bear doing on a tropical island? I'm thinking something is stopping them from actually leaving that island. So this for me, this island is limbo. Also, many philosophies on the afterlife talk about meeting up with loved ones after we're dead. We have that in Jack seeing his dead father, who died before the series started. We also have the fact that in a lot of philosophies, when we pass to the afterlife, our injuries are healed and we become whole again. This is evident in John Locke's legs suddenly working again, and Charlie being able to beat his terrible heroin addiction. Yeah, everything seems to be pointing towards the fact that they're in fact dead, and they just don't know it yet. And that's another thing that is often mentioned in philosophies, the fact that violent and sudden deaths, sometimes the people don't know they're dead. This could be what's going on now. Please don't tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. The program will make it evident. And I'm not fully committed to this theory. As I said, I'm just waiting for something to blow this theory out the water so I can forget about it. But at the moment, that's where I'm at. That's what I think is going on. I don't know how they would manage to pull that off for 6 seasons. 6 seasons, isn't it? There we are. That's where I'm at. And now we're going to go on to Heart and Mind. And I have no idea what this is about or who it's about. But I know what I'm hoping for. So let's get on with this. Thank you for listening to that amazing amount of waffle. It probably didn't lead anywhere, did it? That waffle. But yeah, at least you know now. Right. Let's get on with this.
I brought you a present for helping me with the
That seemed a little bit odd.
Yeah, I wish it was luck. Is that my phone? Yeah, hello.
Boone, it's me.
Shannon?
Thought that was Shannon. Thought that was a little bit overly familiar.
Things aren't so good.
Where are you?
Get out of here! Get the hell away from me!
Shannon?
Whoa.
Stay out of here! Get the hell away from me!
Shannon? What's going on? Alright, Shannon, hang on. Just tell me where you are. I'll come get you. Ah, gross little grayish yellow things.
Passion fruit seeds.
What are they for?
For growing more passion fruit, I suspect.
I'll show you. You want to see?
That's what seeds are generally used for.
Looking for Shannon. Who are you? I'm her brother.
What are you doing here?
15 hours. I just spent 15 hours on a plane. Happy to see you. Glad you're here. Something like that might work.
Listen, this isn't really the best time. Brian and I were just on our way out to meet some friends. Why don't you give me a call tomorrow?
What was that phone call about then? Oh. Yes, okay.
Please.
Jin! Yo, Jin!
So Shannon was in
Aldo!
an abusive
You
relationship.
don't like me because it's the urgent thing. That's okay, because I'm asking for any favors. Just let me know where you get the fish. You just said something mean, didn't you?
I think Jin understands English better than he's making
We're
out.
gonna have to tell them.
Tell them what?
I gotta tell Shannon.
Why?
What do you mean why? 'Cause she's my
Why
sister.
do you care about her so much?
You don't know her, man. She's smart, she's special in a lot of ways.
Yeah. This is what I suspect.
Fair enough.
Well, that was unnecessary.
Hey, I don't think this is best for me.
What is that? An untreated wound? Out here?
Oh.
Gonna get infected. You're not gonna
Yeah, but he caused the
Where you
wound.
stay is up to you. Camp is 4 miles due west. Which? You'll be able to cut yourself free once you have the proper motivation.
Locke is just... Well, yeah. Untrustworthy and a bit of a dick.
I want you to break up with my sister.
What?
I want you to end it. Today, right now.
Bugger off,
But what you don't understand, Brian, is that you'll be the third guy I've paid to leave.
It's worth closer to 50,000.
Can you believe it?
He's not going to have a good time with that. And I think Jin and Hurley are going to bond.
You know what? Fine. You win, okay? You happy now? Keep your damn fish. I'm out of here. I stepped on a friggin' urchin! Ow, you understand me? You understand infection? Gangrene, amputation?
Jin understands English?
Oh my God!
I think so. So, Jin and Sun both understand English and they're keeping it a secret from each other. What is the hell is going on with their relationship?
Sneakier than I give myself.
Shannon! I'm tied up!
Can you get over here?
That's coming from everywhere. Oh god, I forgot about the whatever that is.
Sharon, I'm coming.
Once you have the right motivation. Was John Locke actually doing all this? It can. Oh, duh. It predicts the weather. What? Who did that?
Please.
Is that John Locke as well?
Please hurry.
What the flipping hell is John Locke doing? I'm not entirely sure about John Locke anymore. If this in fact is his doing, yeah, you're escaped now, so the motivation is unnecessary. So it stopped. Okay, didn't stop.
Set me up. This whole thing is a setup.
To get money?
She's just getting what she's owed. What did you say? She told me your mum screwed Shannon over.
No.
Oh, you've done this before, you little bitch. Alright, that's enough. Don't touch me, you low-life piece of...
Oh!
Brian! Get off of him! Get off of him! Get off!
You're not meant to eat it, I don't think, are you? He likes it. No, he doesn't. Or maybe that's what he was supposed to do, since he's been having such digestive problems.
Oh, hey. Thanks.
Okay. Gin doesn't seem so bad suddenly. Jeez! Stop with the jump scares. Sounds like a bloody dinosaur. What the? Did Shannon just get killed? No, sod off.
What do you want?
We don't want to know you.
Brian took the money.
Does it? Because you're gonna tell me anyway.
Because you're in love with me.
What?
You brought the money because you're in love with me.
Are they half sisters? Half brother sister?
You show up, you're plastered.
You've always been in love with me.
You've always been a self-centered little bitch, but now you're delusional.
I've always known it.
This is uncomfortably weird. Okay, are they step brother and sister? I haven't quite got their relationship, but that is wrong. Wrong. That's not good. Oh my god! Oh, Shannon is definitely dead.
Shit.
Wow, our first character death. Our first proper character death. If John Locke does turn out to be ultimately responsible for that, then they're going to kill him.
They done with you.
Calm down.
She died in my arms.
Why is there no blood on you?
Was that a hallucination? Is it playing on? Is it a thing that plays on fear?
But your sister, Shannon?
is there.
Is that what it made you see?
What made you see?
Oh, he does know what's going on. What the
Time to let go.
See, this is again reinforcing my dead theory. He's trying to get them all to let go of reality, so they can pass on. No, maybe I'm overthinking that. See, I don't like it to be that obvious, because if it's that obvious, then they're going to have to reveal it fairly soon, and then it becomes a different story altogether. Okay, that was a very enlightening episode, I think, in the fact that we didn't actually learn anything. Nothing concrete, anyway. The writers seem to be doing a very, very good job at trying to convince the viewer, i.e. me at this present time, about the intentions of John Locke. We have Boone, and we have Boone even when attacked. He keeps saying that John Locke is the smartest person they've got and the only chance of survival. Charlie also praises John Locke through the roof, and yet a lot of the things seem to try to imply that John Locke is guilty of some serious sabotage. Now, we know that some of these things definitely aren't true, but as for the others, I mean, I don't know why he's keeping, and why he went to such extreme lengths to keep the hatchway a secret. Why did he drug Boone and make him see those horrific things? And how much does he actually know about what's going on? Because he seemed to be fairly amused at the fact that the thing showed Boone Shannon's death. Like he knew something like that would happen. Or was he talking about the drug? You know, he's very, very shady, John Locke. As for Shannon, well, first I felt really sorry for her. Abused girlfriend, abused wife, etc., etc. And then it got a little bit weird. We found out that she's been lying about being abused, or at least lying about this particular time of being abused, in order to get money that she thinks she is owed. And then she proceeds to initiate a sexual encounter with her brother, stepbrother, half-brother, whatever. It's weird. And then just wants to go back to normal, and Boone is very, very protective of her. Now we know why. You know, he's jealous protective. That explains why he thinks that Saeed is coming on to her, which I don't think he is. I think he's just being kind. Talking of kindness, Jin. That simple act of helping Hurley has really warmed me to him. And now we know he actually does understand English, but for some reason there, him and his wife are trying to fool each other into thinking they can't speak English, and in fact they both can. I think he's weird. It's also slightly amusing because I suppose it's not really harmful. That secret is between them. It's personal. And whatever it takes to make their relationship work, I say. Yeah, if that's what it takes, that they have to pretend to each other that they don't understand English, then I don't see any harm in it. It's just amusing. But I'm figuring that that's going to feature of more significance later on. Oh yeah, nice little thing about Sawyer being in the same police station as Boone was when he was reporting the assault on Shannon. Again, not sure of the significance there, but yeah, well, at least we know why they were flying from Sydney to America. On Kate still seems to be sort of harbouring and breeding discontent amongst the community. She was very, very quick to insinuate that John Locke was not to be trusted. Agree with her, but I don't see what proof her character has at this moment for saying something like that. I just feel as though everything she says is trying to deflect attention away from her. Aside from that, yeah, that episode was pretty jumpy, especially during Boone's hallucination. I'm not 100% sure it was an hallucination. It might have been reality breaking through, although that theory does seem to be falling apart. I think that's all I've got to say about this episode now, and I'm going to leave it until the next episode. Let me know if you want me to expand on my opinions of any other elements of Lost that I haven't covered so far. But until then, I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Keep well. Bye bye.